Hi there, Plasticjunky here, again at Toy Wars, Toys and Collectibles, Star Wars, Transformers, DC Direct and DCU, Master Universe, Marvel, Indiana Jones, and G.I. Joe. Here he is, Steve again.
Howdy.
And JoeNerd. And
Hi,
this is
everybody.
a special segment on loose G.I. Joe vintage. So JoeNerd, take it away. And thank you very much for watching and commenting and subscribing to our videos. I can't wait until we hit a number 201 year. This is our 100th year. We just
100 years?
Sorry, 100 we passed 100 episode. I'm
It's
sorry.
raw. It's been a long day.
Yeah,
Wow.
we're from another planet.
I
Yeah.
feel so old.
Yeah, okay. We're from another planet, and it's 100 years we've been doing this. Sure. Anyways, this is Plasticjunky with JoeNerd and Steve from Toy Wars, with a vintage review of vehicles and G.I. Joe figures. Take it away, JoeNerd.
Hi, everybody. Back here as promised. So we've got some Joe vehicles, and you know, I was just looking at this, and yeah, they're all Cobra vehicles. Jeez. Surprise,
Cool.
surprise. Eh?
Cobra!
Yeah, it seems it really does show how popular Cobra is among fans. Like, I picked a few of them, and I let the Plasticjunky pick the other one. Plasticjunky chose the H.I.S. We'll deal with that last.
This is cool.
We'll deal with it last. And I ended up picking these two. So, we'll get to this one later. First, let's get to this little guy here. I chose this to review because this is a really obscure vehicle. I remember when Steve got this in a little while ago, he wasn't really familiar with what it was.
I've never seen one.
And yeah, and even to show how obscure it is, even my one of my close collecting friends, the Madman, he knew very little about it. He didn't even know the name of it. To tell you the truth, I didn't quite remember the name of it. To be honest, I even had to look it up in my Joe guide. It's a big catalog book I got. Anyway, we've got the Battlefield Devastator from 1989. So, you know, as you can see, there's nothing too much about it. It's a basic little vehicle, but it's really nice. You know, you might think it's a little odd that I put Crocmaster in there driving it, but I kind of liked the idea of it, because it really harkens back to the old Hasbro catalogs, if all you Joe fans out there remember. Sometimes in those Hasbro catalogs, you're wondering, well, what was Hasbro thinking putting this figure on? Yeah, you know, even stranger than this, I remember in one of the promotional catalogs, they had, I think it was Crocmaster and Big Boa riding alongside on the Cobra Wolf. For those of you who don't know how silly that is, the Cobra Wolf was an Arctic vehicle, so, you know, you can picture these guys, they'd be a little chilly. So, yeah, they're, you know.
That's a good one.
So, anyway, what can I say else about it? It's got the removable missiles with the usual system for the missiles to plug into, to tab into. And then you've got the laser cannon in the front. Of course, the figure is supposed to be gripping the handles, but I'm not going to do that because, you know, it's a vintage item for sale. Don't want to rough up the handles on Steve's for sale specimen. So anyway, what else can I say about these things? So they were released in 1989. So they were besides this, there were three others in 1989. There was another one that was Cobra. It was a little hovercraft, and you know what? They're so obscure that I don't even remember the name of the hovercraft. So, and there are two others. There are two Joe ones like this. They're a little bit like this. Actually, they're quite a lot like this, except for the maroon pieces. They all have a light gray body, I believe. Hope I'm right, or I'm going to look pretty foolish, but I believe I remember they all have like a light gray body with, instead of the maroon pieces, they have like an army green for the pieces instead of the maroon. So we got these guys jabbering on, and trying to break my concentration
forget
while I'm
about
doing
them.
this review. Thank God I have the Godfather
You're-
here to help keep me company.
You're doing great. You're doing great, man.
Thanks, Godfather.
Keep it up.
All right. I'm gonna have to ask the Plasticjunky for a raise.
Yeah, you should.
Okay. So, second, we've got the Dreadnought cycle. You know, what can I say? I'm sure a lot of, if you're a Joe fan, well, you know what? Shouldn't have said that. A lot of Joe fans, I used to be naive. I used to think that all Joe fans liked the Dreadnoughts. But, listen to this
Robert,
guy.
what are you doing?
Jesus,
Not what we're
Murphy.
shooting, man.
Alright, anyway, okay, this is a test of the JoeNerd's concentration. Alright.
You're doing fine.
Alright.
Keep it up.
So, you've got the Dreadnought cycle here. Right, okay, my original thought was, I used to be naive in thinking that all Joe fans really liked the Dreadnoughts. And it looks like I was wrong because, you know, in talking to more and more Joe fans and listening to podcasts like What's on Joe Mind, I've discovered that there are actually, you know, longtime Joe fans who don't really like the Dreadnoughts. So, yeah, you know, we're all different, you know. It's just interesting. Anyway, so you've got the Dreadnought cycle here. And funny thing is Steve had these figures I'm using with these vehicles. These are just random figures that Steve has. You know, they're kind of junkers. They're not in the best of shape. They're no accessories, you know, but there was a big baggie full of them, and coincidentally enough, there were 2 Dreadnoughts to use with this baby, so I figured, hey, it was meant to be. Even more coincidental than that, you even have Xandar, which is so I can be accurate to the box art. You know, look at that damn box art. That is beautiful. That is, what else? What can I say? It's beautiful. That's all I can say. You've got Zorana, sitting in the back using the laser cannon. Zorana looks really good in that painting, actually. It's, yeah, man, I would even like to have, I'd like to have an image of this, like, as a poster or as a picture on the wall. Anyway, and again, something nice about it, maybe one of the reasons why I'm a little more partial to it, it's got the digital explosion that we talked about in the carded figure review we did just a little while back. Really helps the art really pop. I'd be interested in hearing or reading what any of you Joe fans watching this review might think about, if you prefer the later digital explosion or if you prefer the really old school painted explosion, the more realistic looking one. Yeah, I'd be really interested in reading that. Go ahead and comment down there. I always frequent the Plasticjunky's page too, and I check out the comments. So yeah. So again, hey, this is really odd. I did not know this. Flipping over, as you can see, it's the right side, and you twist it around, and the back image is upside down.
Yeah, you know why?
That's really odd. Yeah, why?
I'll explain to you why.
Now you're back.
Okay.
Because look, why? What did I do wrong? That I was talking? When you
always talk.
when you have certain vehicles like this, what they do is, you know why it's like this? Because the kids, when they would flip it, it would come this way.
Oh, come on.
I'm telling you, I've seen it before in other vintage line.
Really?
That's it.
I swear to you.
Okay.
Because the kid would look at it this way, and sometimes they would flip it this way. And it makes sense to me because like, it's just a flip, and I don't think this one has it, because not all of them have it, you see? But I find that cool. That's my opinion. I'm not going to be in this. No, I'm not going to be in this one.
Okay.
It's an interesting theory.
I like it.
I don't know. I've never read or heard anything about that, but hey.
Okay, carry on.
So, we've, what else can I say? You know what else I really liked about the vintage boxes? Now that I'm really looking at this, really reminds me. You've
All
got
the details.
Yeah, all of the names. You've got the names that are really well written and really help you it really gives you a good a sense of reality, I guess you'd say, like with all the technical names, you know, it just really adds a lot for me. And it's got the contents list, it's got the left and right body, left and right exhaust. Like even in the contents list, there's
You got
still.
one thing.
What's that?
You also this.
Ah, and the flag points. Yeah,
Yep.
that was a big thing back when we were
Oh,
kids. Yeah, the flag points. You
Remember
used
that.
to be able to cut those out, and used to be able. Oh, of course, anybody watching this review, they all know that. But for anybody watching that's a little younger, that hasn't been a toy collector in the '80s, you know, for those of you that don't really know about this, that was for use with like, you know, you could clip a bunch of those out and you could send them to Hasbro for special promotions they had. Sometimes, you know, they had mail-away figures and whatnot. So anyway, I think we've spent enough time on the Dreadnought Cycle. So, we have to go with, you know,
Woohoo, my
which is
favorite.
probably, you know, and yeah, the Plasticjunky says that, and you know, he's not alone, I'm sure. You know, like many Joe fans, like this is one of their favorites. One of their favorites, you know, and call me crazy, but yeah, doesn't really do too much for me.
What?
No.
It's okay. It's okay.
But
It's opinion. It's
but you know,
opinion.
no, I'm just giving my opinion.
That's fine.
I'm much a bigger fan of the H.I.S.S 2 that came out in '89, I believe. Maybe the Godfather would be as good as to look up a picture of it on the internet.
Yeah,
so
sure.
you can find one easily.
Of course.
Yeah,
Just
put it
a
right
little
there.
picture of it. Yeah,
there.
anywhere on the screen, anywhere. So, so let's deal with the H.I.S.S. It's pretty nice. Steve's sample. He's got the driver. Ooh, loose cannons, unfortunately. But what can
Everybody played with their stuff.
what can you expect, man? This is old.
Just to throw in something, Plasticjunky wants to say that to find a vehicle of any G.I. Joe vintage in the package, never assembled, you're talking about a lot of bones.
Yeah, a lot of money. I've even bought in a really small vehicle from Steve here. It was a little pricey, but I don't regret it. It was really good. Anyway, I'm seeing that I took a little too much time on the other two vehicles, but oh well. Let's the H.I.S.S. So you open her up. You know what? This guy should be in this seat because he is the H.I.S.S driver, sitting in the driver's seat. So let's make the JoeNerd happy and put his obsessive compulsiveness. Huh? You know what? It's a snug fit. I don't think I have it in there quite right, but anyway, we should have. Let's just give you a little idea of what this might look like. Fully manned. Put Ripper in there. Why not? So anyway, that's about it. Really, you know, I don't have much. It's all right because there's not much to say about it. You know what? I was showing it on the wrong side. This side has the damn price tag on it. I should have had it the other side the whole time. God darn it.
It's okay.
Anyway. So, yeah, there's not too much for it. There's not too much to it, actually.
But that's the first version, right?
Oh, yeah. It's
I love that
H.I.S.S
version.
version 1. Oh, yeah, you're not alone. A lot of people love it. It even has, the two foot pegs in the back. Don't know if you can make that out.
Cool.
It's all black.
It's beautiful.
You know? But,
Can't go wrong with this vehicle. His tanks are like army builders. They're beautiful. Any color, I would.
Yeah.
Even if I'd see one in gold, I would buy it.
in gold.
Anyways, Plasticjunky out, JoeNerd out. Thank you again, JoeNerd, for the detail to detail of these G.I. Joe vehicles.
Too much detail.
Oh, no, we love that. JoeNerd, thank you very much. And thanks, Steve, to making us show us your story again. Subscribe, comment, and stay plastic.